All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the hottest podcast in South Florida. Hottest podcast in Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties. You are now in tune to the Adams Brothers podcast. Thank you for joining us. Happy hump day to each and every last one of you out there in Facebook and YouTube land. Thank you for joining us here on our podcast. It's a pop-up podcast, so come on in the room. Tap, 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 tap. Tap in and let's chop it up. The number to call in if you want to get in on the dialogue is 754-227-1986. 754-227-1986. Don't forget to hit us up on our Cash App, $ Adams Brothers Podcast, and on Zelle, Adams Brothers POD at gmail.com. This is an Adams Brothers Media LLC podcast. So we want to thank you all for joining us here this beautiful hump day. Let me lower this music down a little bit here so we can get started, so we don't be on here all night. All right. Just lower that intro music down a little bit. I need to drop it one more notch. I think to be too loud in the back. All right, I think that'll do it. All right, everybody. Like I said, welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast. It's a pop-up podcast. We'll be having Commissioner Daniel Shinesky call in here in a little bit when we tell you to. Or a matter of fact, we'll call you. Him. We will call you. If you're out there watching, sir, we'll call you. All right. So we'll call you. So let's just start with a little bit of sad news. Let's just start here with our church, one of our church members, Sister Bertha Mae Jones.
We talked about a little bit of it last week.
Talked about her last week. Her viewing is going to be, well, let me back up a little bit. Bertha Mae Jones is the wife of Thomas T.J. Jones, the former post commander at the Glenn Miller American Legion Hall, Post 287 in Deerfield Beach. She is the wife of T.J. And sunrise is October the 9th, 1953, and sunset is June the 26th, 2026. Her visitation is going to be on Friday, July the 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Greater Bethel AME. That's in Deerfield Beach, 370 North Deerfield Avenue, Deerfield Beach. And her homegoing celebration will be Saturday, July the 11th at 11 a.m. Same location, Greater Bethel AME, Deerfield, 370 North Deerfield Avenue, Deerfield Beach. And interment will be at the South Florida National Cemetery, 6501 State Road 7, Lake Worth, Florida, 33449. That is the obituary and the visitation and the order of service for our friend Bertha Mae Jones. We're going to miss her. The best collard greens, some of the best collard greens I've ever tasted in my life. So beautiful person inside and out. Bertha Mae Jones, we're going to miss you on this side, but we'll see you again one sweet day. So her services is this week. And well, let's move on to the next one. The next one, I should have pulled that up on my phone because I need to see this from my phone because it is a little bit hard to see from the screen. So now I can see it. And the other friend of ours that passed away, Sister Hattie Mae Perry. Sister Hattie Mae Perry. She was her birthday was September the 12th, 1954. And the sunset was June the 22nd, 2026. Her viewing is going to be on Friday, July the 10th, 2026 from 5 to 8 p.m. at Faith Temple Church of God in Christ, 1518 Northwest 17th Avenue in Pompano Beach, Florida. And her service, homegoing celebration, is going to be on Saturday, July the 11th, 2026 at 11 a.m. at Refuge Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ of the Apostolistic Faith Incorporated. That's 5309 Southwest 24th Street in West Park, Florida. And the internment will be at Memorial Cemetery in Deerfield Beach. That's the cemetery over at Pioneer Park. 380 Northeast 6th Avenue, Deerfield Beach, Florida, 33441. So that is the homegoing celebration and visitation hours for Sister Hattie Mae Perry.
Birthday was 2 days after mine.
2 days after?
Virgo.
Yeah.
I already hear about Miss Hattie.
Yeah. Hattie was a nice person. Always nice.
I haven't saw her in over 15 years.
Yeah. I think she was, she may have been living in Georgia, I believe, with her daughters. But Sister Hattie Mae Perry, we're going to miss you. Miss seeing you here walking through Deerfield Beach. And over the years, you used to live in Deerfield and then you moved away to West Broward County, and then you eventually moved out of state. So to the family of Sister Hattie Mae Perry, we send our most sincere condolences to you all. Tangela, Sheila, Miranda, send our condolences. And to the family of Bertha Mae Jones, we send our sincere condolences out to Bertha, TJ, her son that's gone on to glory, George Total Chaos McNeil, her daughter, Lakeisha White. And again, I said I was going to get the name of her other daughter. She has another daughter. And please forgive me for not remembering your name, but we will add it, put the obituary up on our page. But pardon me for not remembering. But our condolences goes out to the family of Bertha Mae Jones on both sides, her side of the family and TJ's side of the family. So we're going to miss Bertha up at the American Legion Hall, Post 287. We're going to miss seeing you at church on Sunday. She always used to stop by the booth and come up and talk to us on the way out. And we are certainly going to miss her cooking for our events and programs up at Greater Bethel AME Deerfield. So Sister Hattie Mae Perry and Sister Bertha Mae Jones both got the same middle name, Mae. Sleep in heavenly peace. We're gonna miss you on this side. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna try and not be on here so long tonight. We got a lot to cover, so we're gonna try to expedite this because I know I have things to do. So Wayne, what you want to talk about? I'm gonna let you go first. And
actually, I think people here need to pay attention here. I was to a meeting Monday night where the Charter Review Committee made recommendations, and one of the recommendations was about moving the election from March to November. And I think they have one more hearing on that. Maybe one, maybe two. I think July.
Before the 21st, I think.
Yeah. One was moving the election, and that is very important because the election.
Jamie Johnson. I'm sorry, Wayne. Her name was Jamie Johnson. Thank you, Jamie. Bertha's other daughter name was Jamie. Jamie Johnson. Thank you, Jamie. For that update there. I couldn't remember her name, but thank you very much. Sorry to interrupt
you. Yeah, and they're talking about, and the intent we all know everyone's just said moving the elections from March to November gets more participants, more people to vote. And I know the intent and the spirit of it was good. But all of a sudden now the Deerfield Beach City Commission, which I don't know why to rush. It seems to me the optics look bad because all of a sudden now you want to rush it and put it for voters in this November. So they're all of a sudden now they want to put it to the voters to vote from moving the election from March to November. But if that's approved by the voters this November 2026, that will mean there will be no election that I'm going to put my money forth, put my time and my effort forth. There will be no election come March 9th, 2027. And the optics on that does not seem good to me.
No.
It don't. But I see what's going on now. You know, I tried to look at it from a different view, but I think I see everything now what's going on. Also, and at one of the last charter review meetings here last week, District 1 Commissioner Micah Hudak added that he wanted to put a supermajority
in place
if any future commission tries to go back to BSO or anything else. He recommended a supermajority. Now they talked about that this Monday night too.
Where was that supermajority when they got rid of BSO?
That's what we're saying. What if that supermajority had been in place, they would have never been able to go, because I don't think Commissioner Ben Preston would have voted for that.
No, he wouldn't have. And
Commissioner Shinesky either. So they wouldn't have never made that threshold. But all of a sudden now, again, the optics, and I'm just seeing all this stuff happening now.
You gotta call it up. Gotta call them out on
no coincidence in politics. Trust me, I heard that all my life. And all of a sudden now, Commissioner Hudak wants to put a supermajority in place.
And that's wrong.
Yeah. It didn't take a supermajority to get us there, to get us to leave BSO. So why? And you know,
you want me to answer that?
It's a lot of political maneuvering going on behind the scenes. You got a lot of people behind the scenes trying to make moves. Yeah. I mean, to change the election now. What's the rush? What's the rush all of a sudden now?
Well,
what's the rush?
In my opinion, I think they're a little worried about you and Dan Hurst.
No, Dan Hurst haven't filed the run. Joe Miller filed the run because Dan Hurst said the other night.
I meant Joe Miller. That's who I meant to say.
Dan Hurst said the other night that's what they're concerned about. Joe Miller and Wayne Adams.
Joe Miller,
and Shinesky turning taking back everything that they already have put in place.
So that's why the supermajority was brought up.
That's why the supermajority was brought up. And trust me, it's a lot of people, but I see what's going on now. Yeah. I see. I must say, I was naive and looking at people doing the right thing here. But I see what's going on now. I see, and I'm gonna just leave it right there. I see what's going on. I see. So, they're trying to move the election now. They're putting it on the ballot for voters to vote in November for moving the election. So if the voters approve this, it won't be an election come March. I would have to wait till the presidential election, which will be 2028, November of 2028, to run. Why now? But like I say, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. I see now. I see the dirty game that they're playing now. That supermajority, and I see trying to move the elections. I'm awoke right now. I see what's going on. Yeah. I gave you folks the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But I see what time it is now.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm gonna just leave it there.
They're playing chess up there while everybody else is playing checkers. I mean, do you know what the pros and the cons of a supermajority is? Let me read it to you. The pros is it protects the minority groups from having their fundamental rights eroded by the silent majority. And the cons is the higher barrier can lead to political gridlock, allowing a small majority to block urgent or widely supported reforms. So right now, they are the majority, the simple majority right now.
Oh.
But they're looking down the road. They're playing chess again. They're looking down the road to see who may get elected in the future to say, okay, if two commissioners change up and the two commissioners who they think might get elected to the commission, then they're no longer the simple majority. It wouldn't work for them. And the new commissioners could then come in and change everything. So that's when they wanted to put in the super majority.
Those folks don't know how I vote. So why would they even put that in their mind to even think that? That tells me a lot right there. How they're thinking right now.
And I'd like to get them on here and I'll ask them. They know we ask tough questions on this podcast. We don't mess around. I want to know. I'd ask them straight up to say the way I'm talking now. If I see them in public, I'd say the same thing. Yeah, they know we don't back down from tough questions. We ask. I mean, we see everything that everybody else is seeing here in this city.
Yeah.
And some of the things that they let go on up there, like this, they let certain people, when you have someone up at the podium speaking, certain people can say certain things and get away with it. And I'm kind of saying this to the mayor: if you're gonna kick people out of the commission meeting, you need to be fair. Okay. The people that's supporting you sit there and they make comments, and we know you have to hear them.
Gloria Battle sitting over there. I was speaking the other night, Monday night. Gloria Battle was over there just talking. I heard her back there. I couldn't hear exactly what she was saying, but she was over there being her little usual slick self again. I heard her, and I'm quite sure if I can hear her over there, I'm quite sure the mayor heard her too. And she's always saying something. Every time I get up to speak, she's always saying something. I can hear a little bit of what she's saying, and she's behind the scenes making little moves, But yeah, I saw what's the gentleman name? They threw him out.
I know Freitag.
Mr. Roger Freitag. I saw them throw him out the other night. I saw them throw Mr. Freitag out the other night. I mean, the mayor told him, Mr. Freitag, you can leave, and he called BSO. Look, just get up and go.
Yeah, well, where was that same I mean, you're gonna do that to the people that's talking out when other people are speaking at the podium. You can't pick and choose who you want to throw out. I mean, you can.
Yeah, he's the mayor. He's the mayor. Controls the meeting.
But you can't. You could hear things way in the back of the room. Certainly, you can hear the people up close that's saying things to other people, but it's they're not being corrected.
No,
they're not. No. They're not being thrown out. So. Look, you need to be
fair and balanced.
Fair, okay? I'm sitting here, I'm like, how is this allowed to happen? If you're going to throw Mr. Freitag out, you need to throw out these people that support you all as well. I mean, that's just not fair. I don't care how you look at it. You can sit in and say what you want. You can say you didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. I don't believe that. Other people hear it, and they're calling us and telling us, how can they not hear that? Maybe they don't want to hear it. So the only thing I'm trying to say is you need to be fair. If you're going to throw Mr. Freitag out because he's against what, some of the things that you're trying to put in place, the same thing goes for the supporters.
Yeah, and okay? I don't know. Barry, you was there the other night. I don't know if you were there when Mr.
Selective
Freitag
hearing. That's what it is.
Got thrown out. Barry, what did Mr. Freitag allegedly say? Barry, do you know what he said? Because I know we were at home. We couldn't hear what was allegedly said or whatever. I just know whatever the mayor told him he can leave, and he called for a deputy. And I saw Mr. Freitag get up and leave. It's sad. I'm just being honest. When running, I did not expect to see this.
Me either.
This foolery. What I see going on. Look, we always had sides. And I heard the mail the other night, you know, even with a guy wanted to be, the commissioner Shinesky wanted to take Joe Cummins off of the community appearance board. And, you know, I heard him talking about size. I mean, just because people called in to support Commissioner Shinesky's right to take someone off, he said those are his buddies. I mean, those type of comments, and this just me. So if someone out there got a problem with what I'm saying, call me. Call me. Mel, you got my number. You can call me, and I'm going to stand firm on what I say. Just be respectful. Whoever called me, I don't care who you are. Just call me and be respectful. But I just say that I didn't think that, I mean, what we're watching here is crazy. It's always been size here in Deerfield Beach. Always. That's not going to go. That's not going to go away with me being elected or anyone else. You're always going to have political size. But one thing I always said here on this podcast, we can be respectful and we can have decorum.
You can disagree
up there, and we can agree to disagree in a respectable manner. We can do that. I'm the first one. Me personally, I feel like, and I said this, go back and look at our podcast last year, that whenever someone is appointed to a board, and I can speak for myself now, when I'm elected, whoever I'm putting on there is going to be from District 2. I don't need to go outside my district. I'm quite sure I can find someone within my district that is qualified and wants to serve. That'll stop all of the foolery. That'll stop it all. That will stop all of the foolery. I don't have to go and try to find someone that I think that's going to push something ahead, push my agenda. No, I'm going to find someone right here. And I'm not going to them and ask them how they think. If I feel like you want to serve, you truly want to serve, look, and I come to you and ask you, do you want to serve? I'm not going to ask you, do you support this person? Do you hate this person? Or do you dislike that person? All I need to know is that you want to serve, because I want to do things the right way, because I'm sick of these political foolishness games that go on here in this little city of 86,000 people. It is beyond shameful.
It is.
It is.
I had to turn the TV off the other night. I'm like, I can't believe what I'm seeing, how they're systematically, just step by step putting this in, I mean, the super majority. Where was the super majority when you got rid of BSO? But now you want to put it in place. You want to come in and it has to be a super majority where if three commissioners vote for it, one could stop it. That's what a super majority does.
But it didn't even go through the Charter Review Committee. Why not bring it through the Charter Review? Why wait till the meeting and then the commissioner come in and bring that in? The optics of that just don't look right. I mean, come on. Come on, Commissioner Hudak, you better than that.
Yeah.
At least I think you're better than that.
I had to turn the TV off. I couldn't watch it anymore. I'm like, I'm getting a little sick to my stomach watching this commission meeting here. That's my opinion. Okay. I'm not backing down off of my opinion. That's why I didn't feel like I needed to go to the meeting. I told my brother, I was like, man, I'm not going up there. Their mind's already made up.
And that's what a lot of people think. That's why people don't. And I think that's what these politicians want you to think. They want you to think that their mind already made up. So there's no community engagement and they just do what the hell they want to do. And then they sit up there when everybody's going home and do little shady stuff like this. This is crazy. You throw on that super majority. You don't know how I think. You don't know how I'm gonna vote. You don't know how Joe Miller is gonna vote. You're just guessing.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing.
But he said Susan Page says the comment was Roger was in reference to Dan's buddies, and she said that it should be the prayers are. I said my prayers are with that when the March elections happen. we can get some calm-minded people in place. It's like I said, it's sickening to me to sit here and watch some of this stuff that's going on. And then when you bring it up, they no, stop scaring the people. Stop scaring the people. I keep hearing this, stop scaring the people. But then just give it a little time, and what the people are saying, it's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. I see what's going on now.
It's exactly what they're doing.
I see what time it is now.
I mean, you know us. We call an ace an ace, a spade, a diamond, a diamond. What we see, everybody out there in YouTube and Facebook land, you all are seeing the same thing that we see. And if you all are seeing anything different than what we see, correct us. You know. But that's what I see. And you went up to the meeting, and it's just some things that I see that I'm not happy with. And when the election time comes again, whenever that is, March or November,
go
vote. And all of these little sound bites and everything, and these little video clips, we'll have them.
Yeah,
we'll post them.
November, vote no for March elections, because they can come up with something better than that. I mean, for November elections. In November, vote no for moving the election from March to November. Look, this commission, why rush now? Why is the rush? All of a sudden right now, we had these people on our podcast, and we asked them about this.
Yeah.
We asked them. Yes, and like I spoke the other night, yes, I know the people, we want to get more people to come out and vote from March to November. I understand. I like I said, I understand both sides. I understand when they say that if the elections stay in March, the focus is on the local election here in Deerfield Beach. I understand both sides. Trust me. I wish we can find some middle ground to both. I understand. But all of a sudden now you want to rush it through. You want the commissioners to stay in there for an extra year and 10 months or something like that? You want them to stay in there? No, that don't pass the smell test with me. And as I said the other night, I have put money out there.
Yeah.
I got people right now working on doorgrams and everything.
Yeah. So you see this comment here? I'm not to cut you off. You said, meaning what Drosky was saying, all the trouble was people standing up for Dan Shinesky.
Yeah.
That's what Susan,
it is obvious. We've been saying this for how long, Daryl? For almost a year now, that they don't like Shinesky. When Shinesky was in there, first Commissioner Shinesky
he's
was
a first-term commissioner. The man is learning.
Yeah.
He's learning. You know, give him a little bit of grace. I know, okay, he's been in there over a year. Well, why don't we call Commissioner Shinesky? Why don't we just call him?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
You know, let's just cut
to call
to the
Commissioner
chase.
Shinesky, and we want to talk to him.
Let's just give him a call here. Because this is sickening to me. You know, it's I don't usually let things bother me, but I'm sitting there looking at it like you could just predict what they're going to do, you know. So let's call Commissioner Daniel Shinesky and let's get his input on this. Yeah, I'm getting right there.
Hi, this is Daniel Shinesky, Commissioner Danny Shinesky. How can I help you?
Hello, Commissioner Daniel Shinesky. This is Daryl and Wayne from the Adams Brothers podcast.
Hi, good evening.
You're live. You're live on the air, too.
You're live on the air.
Okay, hi, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thank you for calling. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. We were just on here. We were kind of venting a little bit about some of the things that was put in place and some of the things that was said at the commission meeting, and Mr. Freitag was thrown out, and others are allowed to say things out loudly, and they're not getting thrown out. And there's seems to be some selective hearing going on there. And just
Yeah.
a lot of things that's going on up there by our elected officials that's sickening right now. So why don't we just get your opinion on last night, and or maybe some things you want to comment on, sir?
Sure. Well, I wanted to switch and two positions from the Planning and Zoning Advisory Board, both the primary and the alternate. I wanted to replace the primary of Planning and Zoning, who had been there for about 5-6 years. He was approved by the prior commissioner. I thought it was time to get somebody else, to give somebody else an opportunity. The person that I picked, Angela Falzone, she had been the alternate for Planning and Zoning since August of 25. Tremendous amount of experience. She's a realtor. She's also certified as a property manager. She has experience as a property manager. And also, she had been a project manager for the Boca Raton Resorts Tower. So she definitely had a lot of experience. And, she has observed being there a year as an alternate. She's very civic-minded. She's in the Deerfield Beach Historical Society. She's in the Deerfield Beach Women's Club. And she's also in an opposite party of me. She's with the Century Village East Republican Club. So I thought it was time to give her an opportunity to represent District 3. And she lives in District 3. She lives in my district to be the primary for the Planning and Zoning. The one that I had replace her, his name is Dominic Pizzo. He had developed condos, for 40 years. He had also been on FEMA, for hurricane preparedness and response. And he's very community oriented as well. He's with the Century Village Condos Owners Association. He's in charge of their training. So these are, great people. And the one that I had replacing the primary for Community Appearance Board, his name is Les Gerson. He's a design electrical engineer. He has a bachelor's in electrical engineering and a master's. He had been on Century Village Master Management for 4 years. And Century Village Master Management, they do all the infrastructure for Century Village, all the roads, all the landscaping, all the parks, everything. The stormwater, that there's no flooding, and it has a $19 million annual budget. And he really modernized Century Village along with the other board members, but he was a key component. So we had 3 great people, and it was a battle to get them approved, but I was able to get them approved 3-2. So we're looking forward to them serving. I feel, volunteers should have an opportunity to serve their city and their community, and I thought it was time for a change. So that there were inclinations made against me that I was doing it for personal reasons, which are not true. I mean, they're very qualified people, and it's very hard to get 3 qualified people for a position. I just feel that, it was time for a change, and the incumbents had been there. They were put in by the last commissioner. They'd been there about 5 or more years. So, I just thought it was important. So,
right. And I don't know Mr. Cummins. I see him at every meeting. I think I might have spoke to him one time. I don't know him from anyone else. And I'm quite sure from what I heard from everyone that he probably does a great job. But as a commissioner, I believe that the commissioner, this is my belief. I believe that when a person is put on a board, I believe, this is just me, Wayne Adams, I believe that person should come from your respective district. When I become commissioner, the people I put on there are coming from my district. They're not coming from no one else's district. They're going to come directly from my district. I'm quite sure I can find someone. I can't speak for no one else. This is just me talking right now. But I believe the commissioner have a right to put someone on a board that he or she chooses to. So,
but what does the charter?
The mayor. Well, the mayor was saying that it was a personal reason, and I said, the mayor, I said, the reason why you're fighting to keep Joe Cummings on the CAB board is because he has a working relationship with Joe Cummings, and it's Joe Cummings endorsed the mayor during the mayor's election in 25. He went campaigning with him, and it's been on the internet, and his literature was sent out where Joe Cummings, who's been living in the Century Village, endorsed the mayor. And it's obvious that he's a supporter. And I'm almost 100% sure that had it been anybody else, the mayor wouldn't have made a big deal out of it. But because, this guy has a relationship with him, who's trying to protect him. Bottom line is this: he did an adequate job. But like everything, I'm sure these new people could do, once they get, involved with it, they'll do a fantastic job. And the bottom line is this: Joe Cummings got up there and told his prior qualifications. He said he was a firefighter. I mean, the people that I nominated, and this is for planning and zoning and community appearance board, they have, property management experience, realtor experience, engineering experience. I mean, that's a job description for these boards. So, and, Bernie Parnes got up there and he was saying, hey, my applicants don't have the experience. And I brought up a fact. Bernie put me on as an alternate for planning and zoning as a political favor because I had supported him. I had no experience at all with planning and zoning, but I worked and I did a good job, a credible job as an alternate. So, I feel I did the right thing.
Yeah.
The bottom line, like you said, number one, when Plowd put pushback saying that I voted, and when he picked someone for the charter revision, he picked someone that lives in District 2 in Tivoli, which is District 2. And the charter revision was to represent his District 4. So he picked someone from District 2. And I had a problem with that because I feel that all the districts should be represented. Each district has a different personality.
Right.
So, had that gone through, we would have had 2 people from District 2, in that board. That's not right.
Right.
So he took offense to that. So, but he ended up picking somebody that lived in District 4. So, but that was what I had to go against. And, I did my best. And I brought up a lot of things. During the fire commissioners, that she was, talking about what's going on with the transition with the fire. I took a tour Sunday, all the fire stations in Deerfield Beach, and a lot of them are really being poorly maintained, and there are hazards. And Joe Cummings had brought up, he had said, hey, all we need to do is retrofit these fire stations. And as I went to each one, I asked them, I said, could this station be retrofitted? They said, no. I mean, it basically needs to be torn down and put up. I mean, on most of the fire stations, they were built in the 70s before you had ADA standards, American Disability Act. Also, there were no female firefighters when these stations, like 66, where I am in Century Village, the beach, I think it's number 4, and on Hillsborough and US 1, and also the beach is 75. They didn't have facilities for women firefighters. So, like in 66, they're using the kitchen doubles as a meeting room and a training room in their kitchen. When I went upstairs to where they sleep, they have cots with like little curtains, giving them their privacy instead of having a regular room.
Right.
And I put, Pompano Beach in the past 10 years has gotten all new fire stations. Deerfield Beach, has old fire stations. The newest fire station they have is, I think, 51, but it's very, very small.
Right.
And they're the only one that they have a 3-bay garage, which is what the norm is 102, and that was built in 2007. But what distressed me was when I went to Fire Station 4, right on US 1 in Hillsborough, they said, and they showed me, none of the fire alarms don't work in the old fire stations. In other words, in Station 4, in Station 66, and by the beach, Station 75, none of the fire alarms work. I mean, in 4, he actually pulled the fire alarm. It doesn't work. So an actual fire station, the alarm doesn't work. In Station 4, he said there's no water suppression. In other words, sprinklers.
Right.
So if there's a fire, nothing goes on. Plus, he showed me in Station 4 that the bay door, when you press the button, you want it to open, it's broken. So what they had to do, they had to jerry rig an extension cord going up to the roof. And I took pictures of this. that it's a hazard. It could be electrical shorts, and it's a trip hazard. Plus, he said that Station 4, the air conditioning doesn't work in a lot of the rooms. So Mike Hudak found out about it. He took a walking his dog July 2nd. They brought him into the fire station. They dragged him in, and he ordered 2 portable ACs.
Mm-hmm.
So it was able to cool down the air to 77 degrees. But, our fire stations are in bad shape.
Bad shape.
They really are.
Yeah.
And now this is a kicker. I don't know if you know this. Do you know that one of the rescue stations on Goldsby is a trailer?
Yeah, we used to work there.
Yeah, we used to work out of that complex.
Me and my brother used to work there. When they put it there, we were working there at that time back in
how many years ago?
We've been gone 15 years.
More than
now.
15,
Yeah.
so maybe about 17, 18 years.
Yeah.
So one of their quote fire stations or rescue stations on Goldsby is 18-year-old trailer. Trailers are supposed to be for 3 or 4 years, not 18 years.
Yeah.
And the scary thing is, if there's a hurricane, they would have to vacate that.
I was just going to say, I don't want to be in it during a hurricane.
Yeah. No. This is just a lot of problems. And I wanted the public to hear, because when Cummings made the comment, just retrofit, he's from Pennsylvania. They use European brick, which is a very heavy brick, just like if you're in Europe, that they last, hundreds of years. We don't have that here in South Florida. We have stucco and we have, concrete.
Yeah.
And with the heat and the sun and the salt air, it erodes it. So for him to say everything's fine, I was in Pennsylvania, we just retrofit, is giving false information.
Mm-hmm.
And I took offense to that. This is public safety. Plus, I said, with the Southwest 10th Street construction, what's it going to be like for Station 66? He said it's going to be a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring out as much as I could. I was cut off by the mayor.
And that's what I wanted to
want me
ask you, too.
continue.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask you, too, Commissioner Shinesky.
Yeah.
When you were questioning the fire, the incoming fire chief, they didn't like your line of questioning. Do you think that was the right time to ask her? Because it sounds like that's what the other commissioners, I believe, were saying. I don't remember which one. I don't know if it was Commissioner Hudak,
they all basically said that. Oh, it was Hudak. Hudak said. I mean, the bottom line is this: it's a public safety forum and a commission meeting. We just had the budget a few weeks ago. So we're still in transition.
Mm-hmm.
When is the time? I mean, this is public information. People need to know the real facts. And the fact that, Joe Cummings gets up there and gives wrong information, or they're trying to shield information. The bottom line, this is our public safety. It's no joke. This shouldn't be in secret. I live right where they're going to be doing the construction. The fire station is right outside the west gate of where I live. I need to know that everything is the way it should be. So it is the right time. It's a public forum.
Yeah.
And, and in the public forum, they seem to be like, everything's wonderful. It's a beautiful day. And that's the way some of the other commissioners, everything's fine. Everything will work out. Santa Claus will be here. But I give reality. There's just too many things. So I would rather cry wolf than to not say anything, because that's why I was elected, to protect my citizens, not to hide things.
Right.
And I take offense to that.
And then the city manager later on said, I believe, I don't know if it was during public comments, I know he did say that he did ask the leadership up on the dais to look at cutting out the updates about public safety, because I guess he feels that your timing of asking questions did not set right with him. So he's asking them now to take a look at cutting out the updates. I mean, he's just asking, he's not saying he's going to do it, but he was just saying that he might just request that the updates to public safety be stopped. And I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Because
that's not transparency.
Well, what I'm going to do, I brought up about the Public Safety Advisory Board, and all the commissioners seem to be on board with that, and the city manager seemed to be on board with that. The reason why we're holding it back now is because of the budget and, the budget hearings, the city charter. But, I was told by the city manager we could bring it up in August and maybe have, vote on it in September. I'll be on top of that. And I will bring that up all the time and say, hey, Public Safety Advisory Board, let's vote on that. So, if this falls through, I'm going to do my best to get the Public Safety Advisory Board going. And, so I'll be on top of that. I think that's very, very important.
Yeah.
And this way the public will have a forum.
Yeah, because the public needs to continue. I mean, if you're gonna preach transparency, and I think that's all everyone on every side of this issue with the police BS. So everyone from both sides, every side I heard, everyone said they wanted transparency. But when I heard the city manager say last night that he might think about cutting out the updates to public safety, that's not the right thing to do.
I know. I agree.
That's not transparency. And that's me. That's my thought that I was saying.
No, you're absolutely right. I feel the same way. But in the public safety forums, they don't really give information we need to hear. What is a salary structure? I asked them in the budget meetings. I've asked them a few times. They give a roundabout answer. I asked them about the recruiting process. What's the plan for recruiting? We're in competition with other cities. It's obvious that the fire stations are below par. So recruitment, what's going to entice people to want to come here and work? Yeah. So, I bring that up. Also, the city manager said, and there's going to be fire inspections on the fire station. So I said, well, I want to get the reports on that. So, they have in the public safety, they really haven't been giving prevalent information. So, but listen, I'm going to try my best to get that moving forward any way he wants, So.
Right. One of the comments from we have a comment here says it was the right time. The commission does not want you to ask no questions about the police department. All the money from every budget cut is going to that police department, and taxes are going up. That's from one of our viewers that put a question, that comment
yeah. Well, you saw, one of the items on the agenda was to raise the fire
That's what I got written down right
and
here.
I brought that up.
Yeah.
In 25, when I became on board, it was 315.
Yes.
Right before we really knew about the transition. Yeah. So, the fire chief, got up there and said, listen, we need to raise this because, listen, for $1 a day, you're going to get the best first response. You're going to get the best fire, the best rescue. So I voted bringing it from 315 to 350. So now we're talking about, hey, we're going to save $450 million or $950 million. So we're saving. So now you want to hit with an increase in assessment fee from 350. I think Cloud recommended 372.
Yeah.
And so and my constituents are on a fixed income. And the assessment fees comes out of your pocket.
Yeah.
It's extra money and it adds up.
Yeah,
it adds up. And I also said, not only, is that sort of like it doesn't make sense because you're saying I'm going to save money, but also I really believe that will start a trend. Just you let the can out of the box. It'll start a trend of, okay, now let's raise it up to 390. All right, now 410. And before you know it, and I had said this, when we were debating about the public safety, especially with the fire, I said all the other cities that have their own fire, their assessment fees are double ours. Fort Lauderdale, I think, is close to 700.
Yeah.
So,
let me say this. Let me say this, Commissioner, too. I hear when I'm up there that we don't want to be like Boca. We don't want to be like Fort Lauderdale. We don't want to be our own city. But when it comes to raising fees, all I hear is those sister cities, their fees. Right. So I don't think you can get the chance to just pick and choose whenever you want and say we unique, we this unique city. But You say you don't want to be like Boca, you don't want to be like Delray, you don't want to be like Pompano, you don't want to be like Fort Lauderdale. But every time it's a fee, like the fire assessment fee or any other fee, those are the comparison cities.
Yeah.
So how can you say that on one hand?
We all
and not
copy off of
the
each other.
other?
Every city copy off of each other around here. That's just
Stop
the
that.
bottom line.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think what I'm afraid is it'll be a trend.
Yeah.
They'll raise it up to $3.72, and then we're going to eventually we'll break the $4 barrier, and that adds up. It's
Yeah.
like gas.
Yeah.
Hey man, for $20, I mean, I had gas, for the whole week. Now every 2-3 days, I got to get more gas
Right.
because the prices of oil are going up because of the war. So,
Yeah.
they're going to creep this up little by little.
Yeah.
And before you know it, $4 or $5 fire assessment. And I'm going to say, well, where was the savings?
Right.
Where's the savings? I want coverage. I want quality. And I want, that's not costing us a lot of money from people's pockets
And-
with assessment fees. So,
Yeah.
And that's
I'm
what Dan
vigilant
Hurst
on this.
said last night. Dan Hurst said, we were told there was going to be savings, and if the savings are there, then I think he said in 2028, then they shouldn't have to they should lower the fire assessment fee, if I believe right what
Yeah.
Mr. Hurst, I'm paraphrasing what Mr.
Yeah.
Hurst said.
yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, and you just watch. And I said this here a year ago when they first went to talking about the police and fire. You don't watch. It's going to be something called a public assessment or police or whatever fee. It's coming because
I know.
I'm going to read a comment here. It says, if you remember last year, we were told the city did not have enough funds for certain things to run the city, and they took money away from some organizations to make budgets. So how do they expect to start their own fire and police? So how do they expect to start their own fire police? Something is being hidden.
I know.
Something
And plus
we
we're gonna
don't
be
know.
Losing $12.5 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
We're gonna be
We're gonna
losing
be
that money.
$12.5 million.
And
Yeah,
guess
I
what?
know,
With the
I know.
property taxes, you don't know what's going to
Gonna
happen to
happen
the
with
property
that.
taxes. So
Yeah.
Matt Pelletier said
Yeah.
the fire assessment fee has to go up to pay for this. Ad valorem taxes
I
are
know.
going up as well.
It was a $4 million gap.
I
I
know.
think the chief financial officer said it would be something like a $4 million deficit, if I remember right, that I heard him say last night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're going to have to go up. It's something, and I still say it, it's something we're not being told. They're trying to rush all this stuff through with this police and fire, and I know they
I
don't
know.
want to talk about it. They get tired of anyone coming up there talking about it. If you say something up there, it's always about Facebook. It's always about social
Scaring the
media. I'm
people,
so
scaring
sick
the
and
people.
tired of
Yeah.
hearing that about social
Yeah.
media posts, about this. Show us. Tell us what is going to be the salary for the police and fire, because that's what I'm waiting to hear
agree.
right now. No one has told
Yeah.
us. People want to know,
Yeah.
okay? But you're so busy trying to block me or whoever else from being elected. They're so
Yeah.
focused on trying to let the commissioners stay in office for another year and 10 months.
18 months.
18 months
Yeah.
and trying
Yeah.
to get a supermajority vote. That's what they're busy
Yeah.
on. That's what they need to come back and focus on, running this
Yeah.
city and doing the right thing about the
Yeah.
residents and giving us transparency in the police and fire department.
Yeah.
That's what you need to focus
I
on.
agree.
Focus on the people back here. Because
Yeah.
focus
I
on
agree.
over there on 8th Avenue so those people's houses don't flood out no more.
Yeah.
I agree.
Focus
I
on
agree
that.
with you.
Yeah.
Focus
I
on the
know, I know.
residents.
And people are pissed off.
And it's
Commissioner.
funny. It's funny during. I use comments to tell what's happening in my district, and I've been faulted about that. But that's what, to me, in my mind, that's what a district comment is. I said, hey, this is what's happening in District 3. In this community, we had a community day. In this community, we're building a new roads. In this community, they want to do this, they want to do that. So people have an idea of what's happening in my community. All the other commissioners, even the mayor, all they talked about was July 4th for their comments. Hey, July 4th was wonderful.
Yeah.
July 4th was wonderful. Oh, yes. And it to me, it's like, I don't understand. You're given a platform. Tell what you're doing. I have no idea what's going on in District 4. I have no idea what's going on in District 2. I have no idea what's going on in District 1 except Save Our Beach. Tell me what's going on. I mean, tell things that are happening. That shows work. I mean, I don't care about you went to a fire, in a fire thing. I mean, what are you doing? What's happening to the HOAs? You know, since I've been commissioner, the other commissioners, all they focused in was Century Village. That's it. And the prior commissioners, at least the last 1 and 2, they didn't go to master management meetings. So they would talk about things like the fireworks and everything. Since I've been commissioner, I go to Crystal Lake. I go to Century Village. I go to the Discovery Point. And I look for these other communities, 300-400 residents. I go to the meadows at Crystal Lake, you know, and I just found another one called The Lake. It's right on Military. And also another one's called Sandpiper's Point.
Right.
So I've gone to each one of their HOAs and I know what they're thinking and I ask questions and I tell in my district report what's going on with each of them. And each one of them have something going on. And if you, yesterday, if you listen, you know, Discovery Point, the city helped them with a permit issue. They were being fined for a derelict pier, that's a boat pier that's in the community. We did a great job at helping them fix it out.
Yeah.
In Sandpiper Point, I put down that there was a horrible wreck right in front of the gate, and the city cleared the debris, and it had smashed a tree. Our city arborist went down and helped them replace the tree. You know, with the meadows, they've always wanted some sort of sidewalk by their entrance and exit. Well, we fought to get on Broward County, because it's the Broward Road Military, to get a capital project to put a sidewalk on the north side of their exit.
Right.
It's for 2031, but at least we got it on the capital project. With Crystal Lake, they had a community unity day where they had like 150 people. And, you know, the mayor was invited.
Right.
So I tell what's going on,
Well,
you know, so I don't understand. All of them just parroted the same thing. July 4th, July 4th, July 4th.
Yeah. A lot of people are in the comments saying that there's no transparency. They're saying that if they were being honest and transparent, they would welcome questions and because answers would provide clarity. And that was from Mr. John Slattery, and Matt Pelletier said agreed. They're all saying that there's no transparency, and they said what is being done is they need to ensure that if they have the majority vote until they get the police department completed, if 2 new commissioners are in place, they risk losing control.
That is true. I think that's
our viewers are really going in on these comments,
and they don't know how I'm gonna vote.
Yeah.
How do they assume they know how I'm gonna vote or whoever else get elected?
Right.
But
well, you know,
they're behind the scenes making moves.
November.
Yeah.
I know. But you know, it shouldn't be so Machiavelli. Bottom line is we're public servants. We're here to help the people, do what's best for the city, get a vision, get a plan. So I don't understand all these chess moves. You know, I don't understand it. I just want to try, you know, if I could help somebody, my community, the city, I'm happy to do it. Yeah. So I don't understand, you know, so, but, you know, I'll do the best I can. I try to always be transparent.
Yeah. Well, keep doing what I always tell you, sir, Mr. Commissioner Shinesky, you're a first term commissioner. And I heard former Mayor Gantz say one time that it takes you about 2 years to figure out what's going on up there. So to me, and this is just me, you still have that, and I believe a lot of things that the mayor said, former mayor said, you know, it takes you a while to get accustomed to what's going on up there. You have to read your packages and ask a whole lot of questions.
And you do that. You
ask a whole lot of questions, but you know I'm giving you that 2 year grace.
No, but you know something? I hit the ground running. I didn't need 2 years. I have God bless me with common sense.
Yeah.
I listen to what the people are saying. I listen to all views. All views. I always heard both sides. So I didn't need 2 years to get everything. I don't need that. I know what to do, you know, you listen to people. You think, try to go outside the box. So, you know, I'm not going to be pigeonholed. I'm not going to be told what to do by any faction. I'm not going to be intimidated.
Right.
I was voted in by the people, and I'll
Right.
do my best. That's all I can do.
Right.
Yes.
Well, you keep doing keep doing the work for the people. You were elected to serve
Yes,
the people and be the voice of your constituents, and then you keep on doing that. Some people might not like what you say or how you say it or when you say it, but you are
You
were
asking a lot of
elected.
questions that the people want to know.
Questions, right? Yeah, and they're valid. A
Yeah.
lot of them are valid questions. Maybe some people
Yeah,
might say,
yeah.
"Oh, it's not the right time to ask
It's
these
the salary
questions or
time.
something." But
It's
hey,
public
just
time. I mean, we had a commission meeting. I mean, what do you mean? She's up there giving the status of the fire, transition. So I don't see what other time. I mean, it wasn't like the sanitation commissioner got up there and I sprung up. She's a fire chief,
Right.
and they were talking about the fire department, first responders, and rescuer.
Right.
So that is the time.
right,
So they're wrong.
right,
And
And they
I'm
went
not
to
going to let
talking
them
about
pull the
raising
wool over people's
voices
eyes.
and
Just like I'm not going to let that guy who got up there and said, just retrofit a trailer, retrofit all the stations that are, very inadequate and they're not
Right.
up to code. I'm not going to let them get away with that.
right. And
So, I didn't do anything wrong, and that was the time to speak up.
I'm gonna read a comment by John Slattery. Mr. Slattery said that there's no public comment allowed during or after the public safety update. So Commissioner Shinesky is asking the questions that the citizens want to ask. Sure, it seems awkward, but when else will we get the information if he's not publicly asking? So that's from John Slattery.
That's very fair and accurate.
That's I think that's a fair comment.
Assessment. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
It is. You're right.
So I mean, this is what the people, again, there's a lot of things going on up there on the dais up there right now that the people are not happy about, and they might, again, they're gonna have to answer to these people at the polls, whenever that's gonna be for them. One commissioner up there, he won't be there, but the mayor and
Two commissioners won't be there.
two commissioners won't be there.
District 1 and District 2
So
commissioners.
1 and 2 won't be there, but then you'll still have the mayor and Commissioner Plow.
But he's damn sure trying to put everything in place to protect the legacy of whatever they got going on right now. I mean,
that's clear.
My question is this: I know they proposed, like Hudak proposed, to extend it 20 extra months, and I want to know why. He never gave the reason why. Because what you can also do is they could also add on 20 months to the 27 election and the 29 and put it on the ballot where people know they're voting for a candidate that's going to be there for 5 years, 8 months.
Right.
So, so why can't they? And then it would come out to November.
Right.
So why is he purposely like, no, it's like a kid, saying, hey, I want to give myself an A+. Is why? I mean, why do you feel you should get that? I mean, if you didn't do the work, or an employee saying, "Yeah, I'm giving myself a raise of $10,000." It's like, it's the same thing. My question to him is, why? Why does he feel that this should be done, extending his term and Preston's term, additional 20 months? What's the reasoning?
Well, we know the reasoning.
Wow.
Police and fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We know the reasoning. Got to have that. Hey, well, let's put a supermajority on that. Okay. Let's put
I know.
I don't even think we have a supermajority to fire the city manager. I don't even think we have that. I think it's just a simple
just
majority.
for the fire department, I think.
So
I mean, police and fire.
This is what we're going to start doing now. We're going to start trying to put supermajority on something that we don't like. This is where we're going now. I mean, as a city, we don't need this. We don't need
and
this.
What it does is, it squeezes out the other district. This is a supermajority. It squeezes out another district. It's just not right. And I said, if the idea is going to work, it should stand on its own merits. It doesn't have to be protected.
Yeah.
So
these comments.
We'll see what happens, one fight at a time.
These comments are coming in. Matt Pelletier said, if Commissioner Hudak and Preston want to serve an additional 20 months, they should earn that opportunity the same way they earn their current terms, by standing before the voters and asking for their support. Extending their terms through a charter amendment is not the appropriate way to remain in office beyond the 4-year term for which they were elected. The citizens elected them to serve a specific 4-year term. If they wish to continue serving beyond that, they should campaign, present their record to the public, and let the voters decide whether they deserve another term. That is how representative government is supposed to work. Changing the charter to extend the terms of current office holders undermines the principle that elected officials are accountable to the voters at regular established election intervals.
I don't think
any extension of the elected officials' time in office should come from the ballot box, not from changing the rules after the election has already been taking place. The residents of Deerfield Beach deserve opportunity to choose who represent them and win. That right should never be taken away or postponed for the convenience of those already holding office. And I agree wholeheartedly with what he just said, you know.
I agree. Well put.
And I don't think Commissioner Preston wants to serve. I think Commissioner Preston ready to just go. I mean, that's my personal. I don't think he wants to stay there.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think he wants to end his term. He served. I think Commissioner Preston just wants to go. And I mean, me personally, I don't think. Now, I don't know about Commissioner Hudak. I think he has other reasons to wanting to stay, and
it's going to enhance all of their pensions.
It's all
too.
coming out. I mean, like I say, I see now. I see what's going on now, and it don't take me 2 years. I'm not even in office, and I see what's going on now. I see.
I know.
Yeah.
So
and the people and the people and the constituents in every district here in Deerfield Beach, they can all see. And if you sit down and talk to them, they say this is what they're going to do. They're letting Commissioner Hudak lay the groundwork, and then they all vote on it. You know, that's just exactly what they're doing. You know, one leads, the other follows.
Yeah,
and they can't. Don't insult the intelligence of the people of Deerfield Beach, the taxpayers.
Yeah, I mean, we see what's going on.
Everybody can see what's going on, as much as they don't want to admit it. Everybody sees what's going on.
And it's not a matter of no one on sides and all that, because that's all like, I'm sick and, I mean, you're talking about bringing the city together. Bring the city together. But all this sides with this person on this side and coming from the leadership, that is, look, let it play out. Let everything play out. We don't need, we don't, as a city, sitting back. I did not expect what I'm seeing right now. Me running for office, Lord knows I did not see this coming. I did not.
Yeah.
Well, the only way to change what's going on is at the ballot. You know, if when their terms are up, when the mayor's term is up, if and any of those commissioners that's sitting up there, if you don't like what you're seeing right now, remember it when it's time to go to the polls. When they knock on your door and they ask you to vote for them, and you just remember what's going on right now. We can't do much about it right now, but we can go to the polls and vote.
Yeah, and ask them tough questions. When I come knock on your door, you ask me tough questions. I want the people to ask me tough questions. I really do, because I'm the type of person, I'm going to answer their questions right there. And one thing I tell everyone when they talk to me out there, I'm not a guy that's going to tell you one thing behind your back and go public and say something. What I tell you, and maybe if I get more information, I'll change my mind. But I'm not the type of person to tell you one thing, and then come back and say something else publicly. Y'all going to see I'm a straight shooter all the way. I don't play those political games, and I don't plan on playing them. Commissioner Shinesky, is there anything else you want to tell us before we go? Because to be honest, I'm ready to get off of here myself.
Any last words before we let you go?
Yeah. There was two things. One in my district that I'm working on, and one that there was an event that I didn't get a chance to say yesterday. I helped with the city and with Sen Club in Century Village to do a community food bank shuttle. Pick up people from Century Village, bring them to the Nina's Place Food Bank, and give them a box of food, free food, and then transport them back. I'm very proud of that. Also, we're going to have in September registration for Meals on Wheels. I'm going to have them come to Century Village. They're going to register people for Meals on Wheels that are qualified. Not only would they get meals delivered to them, and these are people that are homebound, maybe they're in wheelchairs, and there are a lot of those people in Century Village, but also if they have pets, it would also give them food for their pets, and they can't afford. Also, if they were in the hospital or something, they'll give them food for 14 days. So on September 16th in Century Village in the Cookby building, I'm going to have a registration for that.
Mhm.
So I'm planning that. I'm very happy to help people. And also I want to bring up that 2 Saturdays ago, there was a community unity day. All the churches in Deerfield Beach and Pompano got together, about 18 to 20 churches. And at South Florida Bible College, which is on Southwest 10th, between Military and Power Line, the parking lot, they had a food caravan, fruits, food stuff, and people were lining up and they were getting free food. And this was from the churches. It was called Community Unity Day. And I was there for several hours and I helped bring the food to people's cars. They'd come in with their cars, we'd load it up. I didn't get a chance to bring that up yesterday at the commission. Maybe I'll bring it up at the next one, but I want to bring it up, on your podcast. So.
Okay.
And when is the next charter review meeting again, Commissioner Shinesky?
The next one will be July 15th.
July
It'll be
15th.
next Wednesday, July 15th at 7 p.m. Yes, sir.
Okay, and the next commission meeting will be July 21st.
I think so. Yeah,
it's the
July
21st. Yeah, I believe it's
Okay.
the 21st.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
so
Thank you
we
very
have
much,
been talking
Commissioner.
to City of Deerfield Beach Commissioner Daniel Shinesky. He's a
Yes, sir.
commissioner elected in District 3 here in Deerfield Beach. We always value your opinion here on our podcast, sir, and thank you for always calling in and updating us on everything that you know and everything that's going on in your district, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting me and always making me feel welcome. And I appreciate your help.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Have a good night.
All right.
Thank
All right.
They'll read the messages because I
We
see
were
someone just put
talking
something
to
down.
Commissioner Daniel Shinesky, District 3 commissioner here in the city of Deerfield Beach. Man, these comments are coming in. Let's see here. Where did we start here? I'm not sure. Preston wants another 20 months. The book ends are yes votes. That's why the city mayors, and commissioners have always insisted. This is from John Slattery. The city mayors and commissioners have always insisted that city elections are too important to have city matters voted on during a regular November election. So we have to pay for the city, for a city-only March elections are too. Why are there these issues like charter changes being pushed into a November election? Let's be consistent and have all the impending city matters voted on in March, like they have always been. Also, this would eliminate the need for commissioners to terms to be extended. That's Mr. John Slattery. And then
Susan Page.
she said, tell all your friends. And John Slattery said, I love tough questions and awkward conversations. That's when the magic happens. Wednesday, Susan Page
Same
said,
praying
don't
moment.
delete the message about the city attorney
What message
working
is that? I didn't see that.
with the city mayor. I saw that.
What message is that? Same praying moment. What message? Maybe we missed something in the comment. It said,
I saw it. It said,
we don't delete anything on here.
No. Who said that?
Someone named
Same
saying,
praying moment. Whoever
don't
said
delete your message about the city attorney working with the city mayor. I saw that. We don't know what message you're
that.
talking about.
What message are you?
I don't know what you're talking about. Whoever
Hold on,
you
we
are.
gotta no. Since she said that,
Yeah, call in.
No.
No,
She can call in, but no, I'm just saying. Let me go back up to the message. Let me go back up. Let me find the
Well,
message.
that's why I said we didn't see that. I mean, maybe we missed something. I mean, I don't know. That's why I said earlier, go back up.
Oh, that's she said. John Slattery said, let's talk about the city attorney trying to help the mayor manipulate, allowing the the regular city election to happen. I think that's what she's talking about. So how do we delete that?
No, we're not going to delete it. That comment is going to stay up.
Okay. Matter of fact, let's do this here. Since you said we deleted it, what is that?
She said don't delete it.
Oh, don't delete it. Oh,
delete
okay.
it. Yeah,
I thought she was saying.
And she clarified down at the end saying she didn't say we said it.
Oh, okay. So I stand corrected. I thought they were saying we deleted some.
No,
comments.
We don't delete no messages in there.
No, we don't. As you can see, there's the comment right there.
And we always say this: the views expressed in the comment section are those of the viewers themselves. It does not reflect Adams Brothers Media and Adams Brothers Podcast, LLC. So whatever comment is put in there, unless it's something racist or something, we don't delete no comments. And I know that's not what the person who wrote that said we deleted, but thanks for the clarification. We understand exactly what you're saying, but no, that comment will stay there. I don't know who you are, but no, those comments stay right there.
Yeah,
I mean,
we just missed it because they're coming so fast. It's like when you on a live broadcast and people are commenting and they move up so fast, it's kind of hard to see them. So okay, I stand corrected. I thought you were saying that we deleted a comment. So okay, all right.
Yeah. Thank you.
But no, we don't delete comments on here. We never will. We don't censor anybody on here.
No.
Unless you come on here saying racist things or
misogynistic
or homophobic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We will believe
Mr. Slattery said he tried calling in.
Oh, okay. I saw something come in. Call back again, Mr. Slattery. It said spam risk on my end. So you know me, if it doesn't show a name, I don't answer.
Yeah, we'll take this last call.
Last call.
Because I'm tired. We've been on here since 5.
Mr. Slattery, call back in.
Yeah.
I saw the calls.
Let's see if you see it.
Oh, there it is. Let me call him back.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Incoming call.
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Oh, we got somebody else calling in. Let me see here.
Call from
John Slattery.
Ending it. Yeah, we'll take this.
To accept, press 1.
I'm trying to end it, but too many people call. Hold on.
We'll call both of you back. How about that?
Yeah, let me call Mr. Slattery.
We'll call Mr. Slattery and then we'll call the other call we saw coming in. We'll get both of y'all.
Hello, Mr. Slattery, and welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast.
We'll call Mr. Slattery.
Could you turn your volume on your phone all the way down because we're getting the feedback?
Okay,
please.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. What would you like to talk about, Mr. Slattery?
So I was just calling because somebody had said, "Hey, don't delete that message that I'd written about, the city attorney kind of enabling this process with the mayor and the commission, right? To make it complicated to change the elections from November to March, and if in doing so now, making it very awkward to get new commissioners on the dais in a timely manner." So, it's interesting that the city that has always had, insisted on having its own separate elections outside of November, right? It's because they've always, a little condescending, but just, city citizens, they won't read all the way down to the bottom of the ballot and make these important decisions that need to be made for the city. So we need to have our elections only for the city, right? And not mix them up with the state and federal elections. And now, the advisory board is saying that, now maybe it is time to change that to November. So, just as a citizen who's been involved in going to commission meetings and helping, candidates run for office in the city, one of the things that, some people that have also been involved would notice that it was easy to manipulate city elections in March because the turnout is so small that, sometimes these elections are decided by, less than 100 votes.
Yes, true.
And in the past, the sitting mayors have been able to recruit the fire union to be able to come out and canvass on behalf of certain candidates. And that was powerful enough to sway voters. That is gone now. The change that, you know, the mayor and the city manager have done have really, you know, distanced them from any support they would ever have from the fire union anymore. So
Mhm.
they can't count on that kind of support to help sway elections. So, you know, now that they really can't control the elections anymore because they're doing their own fire department and, you know, fire safety,
Mhm.
you know, now they're saying, okay, yeah, let's change this to November. So there's just layers to a lot of the things that happen here. And, you know, the way that my comment was phrased around the city attorney was related to that. And
Okay.
also, you know, how this is then turned into, if the election now happens in November for changing the charter, then the election for city commissioner has to be delayed like 20 months,
Mhm.
which doesn't really fly. It doesn't make sense. It's ingenuous. It's deceitful, really, is the way I would say it. It's
Yes.
manipulative,
Mhm.
right? It's serving a different purpose rather than serving the citizens. It's serving the desires of the people that are kind of pulling the strings up there. And when I say that, you know, let me add some color to that as well.
Mhm.
And I mentioned this yesterday, you know, when I stood up at the dais. I said, you know, the truth always comes out.
Mhm.
And sometimes for the actually, this was 2 nights ago. For the truth to come out, sometimes you have to do a freedom of information request for the truth to come out.
Right.
So what I did a few months ago, back in March, is I put a freedom of information request in for all emails to and from the city commissioners, the city mayor, the city manager, the assistant city manager, the director of public safety, and the CFO for any emails in or out that concern police or public safety. And I got a response back from the clerk that this is a lot of emails and you're going to have to pay for this in money because it exceeds the amount of work they would normally do for free. So you know what? I had to pay for that.
Mhm.
And here I sit months later, and I've gotten a good amount of those emails, but they are doing such a slow roll on releasing those emails to me,
Mhm.
even though I'm paying for them.
Mhm.
But in searching through those, and they're public, I can provide the FOIA number to anybody else that wants to go look at these emails because there's a public site where you can go look at these.
Mhm.
Absolutely no one has asked, no citizens, nobody has asked for the city to create its own police and fire department by email. Nobody, you know, there's no documentation of a silent majority in any way wanting this. This is something that's wanted by the mayor and by the city manager. And they know that this is extremely unpopular to the general public. If you also know like the connections between certain people that do get up and speak in favor of police and fire safety, these are people that have very, very close relationships, almost entirely. There are probably a few exceptions to the mayor, the city manager, and other people. So this is a real sham, and that's why they're trying to do what they're doing with, you know, trying to keep new open-minded commissioners from getting up there and having a say, and letting, you know, citizens be able to have a comment or be able to, you know, ask questions regarding public and fire safety. They really didn't do this in a transparent manner in the beginning. These charrettes are really charades that they're having where the public is supposed to now give input on how they want these things to work, because it's really a multiple choice question. Do you want this? Do you want this? Or do you want this? There's not really, hey, we want to have your opinion of should we do this at all? There was never any transparency over what it would really cost.
Right.
The consultant, quote unquote, that they had do this is not a consultant that would actually do a cost justification. The one that was hired by the city of Pompano was a legitimate consultant that actually looked at the real numbers. So I'm sorry if I'm talking a lot.
No,
Not
no,
really
no,
much time
no.
for any
Your
feedback or anything,
information
but-
is very much welcome and needed. We need to hear opinions. I mean, facts,
Yeah.
whatever. We want to hear. That's what we're here
we
for.
love to hear you
So-
speak up there. I know I do. When
Yeah.
you get up there, you're always factual. You
Cool, calm, and collected.
You're always calm, cool, and collected like you
Yeah.
are now. I never hear you raise your voice, and you congratulate them when they do right, and you critique them when they do wrong. and that's the way to do it.
Right. And we appreciate
I
that.
appreciate the forum you guys have created here for the public to be able to interact, and thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. John Slattery, for calling in. We appreciate your input. And thank you for supporting, and thank you for calling in, sir.
You got it. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Right. You too.
All right.
Got one more.
We have one more call. I think. Let me see. Let me call that person back who called. We're gonna do this call right quick and
get off of here.
Get off of here.
Because I am tired. Trust me. I tore my meniscus and I got a fracture in my left leg, so I'm hobbling.
Yeah.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hello,
evening.
caller, and
You're
welcome
live.
to the Adams Brothers podcast. This voice sounds so familiar. It sounds like who? Mr. Hertz here.
Go ahead.
Yes, and I appreciate you guys staying on overtime here.
Yeah, we're ready to get
I
off.
know-
So
I know
we'll
you-
give you 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll take even less.
Okay.
You know, I just want everyone to know the quick background on this topic of giving the commissioners, not just the two of them, but this would be all five of them would get the extra 20 months. It would be two of them March 27, and then the ones who would normally be up for re-election in March of 29 would allow to be stay in place until November of 30. And the charter, one meeting of the Charter Review Board back in, I believe it was probably around April, and this was when they were discussing the changing of the elections from March to November. The city attorney, Anthony Soroka, this was the first time out of nowhere came up and said, and I have this recorded because they weren't recording any of the charter. The city wasn't recording it, but luckily I was recording it on a cell phone that night. And Anthony Soroka said, the only way to effectuate the change that you are looking for to switch the elections from March to November is to cancel the March election and have the new elections in November of 2028. First of all, there were literally boos coming from the audience when he said it that night. But then the vice chair of that Charter Review Board, Tinka Ellington, spoke up very eloquently and said, "Excuse me, Mr. City Attorney, but this was not at all what we are contemplating. We think it's much more fair to keep the election in March, and everybody who runs in March of 27 and March of 29 knows that their term will be cut 4 months short. And that way you can get to that November cycle, and the people will be voting in March of 27 and 29, knowing in advance that those people will have 4 months left short of a full 4-year term." And that's what everybody thought was going to happen until last Thursday night, July 2nd, when Commissioner Hudak revealed, we'll give you your choice now. You wanted March, you wanted to switch from March to November? No problem. However, here's the string that's going to be attached to it. And the only public reason that he was able to give was, we will save $62,000 by canceling the March election. And please know that this is $62,000 on a $420 million budget. And that was the only reason that they could come up with. So this whole procedure has, started in April. It was roundly turned down, but it gave them an opening. Who knows if it's even legal or not? But again, this is let's throw everything up against the wall. and see what can stick. And you know, you haven't talked about it tonight, but I listen. The 1 minute that I have left, I wanted to say how unfair it is to yourself and to Joe Miller, and even some guy who I've never heard of named Joe Chansey. Those are the three people who have already done their paperwork with the city clerk. And what about the rights of the three of you who are totally being trampled on because you had a set of rules, and now right in the middle of the game, somebody is changing the rules on you? So on so many levels, this is so unfair. And as you know, somebody like myself who has followed the city closely for years and years, I have never seen the disrespect for the citizens that was shown starting Thursday night and then continuing Monday night with the all of a sudden, the super majority vote to get rid of the police and fire. And I sarcastically said at last night's meeting when they were voting a pay raise for the city attorney, I said, I'm all in favor of that raise. And by the way, why don't you put something in the charter that if a future commission wanted to get rid of the city attorney, it could only be done by a supermajority vote? So I just wanted to give you guys a little more background. And of course, there'll be a lot more discussions on this, but I just feel people need to know the origins of this and as much information as we can get out there as to what is actually happening.
I have a question for you before I let you go.
And you don't have to worry about getting thrown out by and getting escorted out of here on our podcast by a deputy.
Yeah, we won't cut you off, and we'll give you another minute if you want. You know,
that's right.
You know,
okay.
The buzzer didn't go off, but if you need another minute, yeah, you got it. But I wanted to. I heard you mention someone was unhinged there at the commission meeting.
Right.
I caught the end of it.
Yes.
We'd like for you to tell us if you don't mind.
In your own words,
a very unfortunate incident happened at the end of the Monday night charter the charter workshop. There were after the meeting had been over for at least about 15-20 minutes, I remained in the chamber, and I was talking to some people who this was their first meeting, and they had a bunch of questions, and I was happy to answer. They were from the beach club, and so all these charter questions greatly affected them. And out of the corner of my eye, I did see ex-mayor Bill Gans speaking with current Mayor Grosky, Vice Mayor Hudak, and Mr. Chansey. And as I was finished, I started walking out the middle aisle toward the back door. And all of a sudden, Bill Gans came charging up the opposite pathway and started verbally accosting me, saying, Dan, you're a big liar. You keep lying. You lie all the time. And this was in a very loud, confrontational voice. And I wasn't about to get into any kind of altercation with him. So I left out the back door, actually very gently out the back door, and went into the parking lot. And he followed me out there and again got very close to me trying to start something. And I went behind two ladies from the Save Our Beach who were out there, and kind of went behind them to put them in the middle between myself and the ex-mayor Gans. And I just told him at that point, I'm not going to engage any more with you. And I walked away, and purposely walked way far out of my way to get to the parking lot to make sure that he wasn't following me. But unfortunately, I've seen this trick before where they will try to engage you and have you do something that then they can use against you at a future time. And I did feel threatened by ex-mayor. You know, he's not a small guy, and when he's raising his voice and shouting at you, it's very intimidating. And then I heard after the fact that the two ladies from the Save Our Beach that were out there with him in the parking lot when I walked away his parting words to them were, "How could you have given Dan Hers an original Save Our Beach T-shirt?" that just kind of put it in perspective what was going on there, and it's very unfortunate. And but it luckily did not escalate into anything more. But I just felt that they do not have security at these workshops, and I think it's time that they did.
I'm glad cooler heads prevailed.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
we don't-
I heard you mention that at the meeting the other night. So I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yep.
You know, because I had walked away from the TV, you know, and I was home, and I was like, you know, I wonder what he was talking about. So that's why I asked you about what happened. So
And it was, like I said, this was 25 minutes after the meeting ended. But now, in retrospect, putting the pieces together, he waited until I was done talking to the last person in the chamber. Yeah. And when that person walked away and I started to walk away, that's when he made his move.
Okay. Well,
we glad cooler heads.
We glad nothing transpired. Yep. We're glad you and the former mayor, nothing happened. Yeah. We know, and we're in transition right now from BSO to the police, our own dear police and fire. And the conversation, they're heated right now because the people want transparency and they want to know what's going on. Ultimately, we're going to be the ones that's paying for it. So, you know, you have people that's living on fixed incomes, you know, and pensions, and they're just slowly chipping away at our pensions, at everything. Every time you turn around, something is going up, taxes going up, this is going up. So people are very passionate about this thing right now. So, again, I'm glad the cooler heads prevailed. So,
and one thing that Wayne real quickly had mentioned before, I just want to clarify it for the audience. The city has put out a chart at every one of the charrettes as to how much money we are going to save by going to our own police and fire department. So what I pointed out last night was, yes, right now they're figuring out what it is for fiscal 27. And it's still under BSO the whole year. So, yeah, whatever it is, it is. And then they said for fiscal 28, it's the first year where it's under the new internal police and fire. And they readily admit there's not going to be any savings in year one because of all the front-loading expenses. But then starting in year two, they have a chart that shows exactly what they're forecasting in savings. So in theory, the fire assessment fee starting in fiscal 29 should start dropping to show the savings that they have sold the citizens on that will occur. So you don't have to guess. They've already given the figures. And that was the point I was trying to make.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Hers. We appreciate you calling in. Well, actually, we called you back. You called in, but we called you back. So we respect everybody's opinion on there. We're always neutral. We don't take sides here. We call. We congratulate our elected officials when they do things right. But when we think that they're doing something that's not right, it's only constructive criticism, and you know, it's not attacking them or anything. But you know, if we disagree, we can disagree respectfully. We disagree with them respectfully.
That's all I ask.
And that's all we don't hear. We're not calling names, but we disagree respectively and passionately here on this podcast.
And we don't want no violence.
And everybody else that wants
one.
to call in, and even if the former mayor or the mayor want to call in, hey, we'll take their calls too. You know,
but I'm ready to get off. Not tonight.
Well, okay. All right. Well, we've been talking to Mr. Dan.
They can. You know what? I would love for somebody from the city to come on and explain a little bit more.
Well, we put in a request for the mayor.
We put in I sent them a text message about a week ago, and asked him, you know, when would you like to come on the podcast? And I have not gotten a response back
because he wanted to talk about the property tax. So we would love to get him on here, and we're gonna ask him the tough questions too. That's
the same questions.
We're gonna
you know?
ask them the tough questions.
And the people can put comments in the comment. And we'll read them off. We'll put them on the screen so he can see.
I believe he's gonna come.
Yeah,
but
he'll come.
sometimes they get their feelings hurt. They get in their feelings sometimes when they see
some of the things we say on here.
Yeah. So, but it's never personal, and I can truly sit here and say this.
Yeah.
From me. Now, when I mention the people that's trying to talk about me on my campaign, I'm serious about them. But whatever we talk about on our podcast here and our media, it's never personal. And I just want people to know that.
They know that about us.
It's never personal. I want this city, Mr. Hurst, to prosper. I would love to see everyone get along here. I like to see the shenanigans stop. I mean, that's just me. I'm going to just leave it like that. I just like to see it.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank you for calling in.
Understand.
We'd like to thank you, Mr. Hurst, for calling in. Thank you for everybody in the chat.
Diana Rice, Miss Pam Melatello.
Pam Melatello, how you doing?
Susan Page, Matt Pelletier, Elgin Jones. Who else? Barry McMillan, Mr. Slattery, Same Praying Moment, whoever
so on and so forth. Thank you all for calling in and chiming in. We really appreciate it. Mr. Hurst, thank you for calling in. We're getting ready to get off of here and have a good rest of your evening, sir.
Right. Good weekend.
Thank you. And make sure you have a glass of wine for me, too.
We just might do that, too.
No, not him. Not me. I'm drinking water.
Well, I'll have one for you then. Don't worry about it. I'll make up for that. Thank you, Mr. Hurst, and have a great rest of your evening, sir.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so let's get some exit music going on here so we can get on up out of here. So let's see. I want to thank everybody for chiming in on our podcast today. April Lewis Bolowitz, thank you. Arlene Tigner, Diana Rice, John Slattery, Elgin Jones, Susan Page,
Pastor Williams,
Keith
Williams, everyone.
Same Praying Moment. Arlene Tigner, I think I called your name, John Slattery, Desmond Wilson, Janet Mann Garner.
Everyone. We appreciate everyone.
Frank Cristiano. Hey, Frank. We haven't seen you in a while, man.
Hope all is
Barry
well.
McMillan, and everybody else that chimed in on our podcast. We thank you all. Thank you all so much, man. It's been a long day. We're getting ready to get off of here and have a little dinner and relax a little bit. Stay passionate and keep the pressure on these elected officials. Stay involved and more importantly, make sure you remember what's going on right now and take the same passion to the polls.
Right.
Thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your evening. We love each and every last one of you. And guess what? There's nothing that you all can do about it. Thank you for watching, everybody. Good night.
And also go back and watch the interview we had with current running for U.S. Representative Dale Holdness, former Broward County Commissioner, former Broward County Mayor. Go back and watch the playback. It's on Facebook and YouTube, but we appreciate it, everybody. Like Darryl always say, we're never gone. We're always here watching. So God bless everyone that was out there in the chat. Y'all have a blessed evening.
Good night, everybody.